All right, hey, welcome back to my vlog. It's Nosy Joe. Welcome to my special Father's Day edition of my vlog. Today's not actually Father's Day, but tomorrow is, but that basically means I get to do whatever the hell I want to do today. And I'm going to do some fun stuff. I'm going to clean up my bike. I got it dirty this week. Got rained on pretty harsh on up in Florence, and then I got caught in the rain again yesterday riding to work. And so today I'm in the mood to just do whatever I want to do, and so I can relax on Father's Day. So I'm going to clean up the bike, and I've decided, I was talking to Flinch on bike night. He's mentioned a couple times these new Indian Challengers. So I made an appointment up at the Indian dealership, so I'm going to ride up there, check that out. I'm just shopping. I'm just looking. I'm not even shopping. So just sound like something fun to do. So if my wife is watching this, honey, I'm just looking. Okay. So clean up the bike, head up to Indian dealership, and on the way I want to talk about my father's bikes, which is what makes this the Father's Day edition. Just my memories of his bikes that he's had, and hopefully I'll be able to drop in some pictures that I've scanned in from the past of his bikes, so you guys can see kind of my background and what I grew up around. So with that, let's get to cleaning up this bike. All right, so we got it all cleaned up now, ready to go. Let's take a look here. Make sure I didn't miss any spots. One thing about getting them dirty, you know, you can always clean them right back up. If you got some good products. I kind of just enjoy it myself. Going back to the Father's Day theme, from before I was born until I was about 12, my dad showed a 57 Chevy, and I was the cleanup man on it. I'd have to detail the underneath side and everything for the shows that we went to. So I kind of developed that skill, and I wouldn't call it love, but I don't mind it. Don't mind making things look good. I used to show a 57 myself. I sold it last fall, but these bikes are a lot easier to clean up than a full 57 Chevy. So let's head up to the Indian dealership, and I'm going to talk a little bit about my dad and the bikes he's owned that I remember. I'm sure I don't know them all, but hopefully I can find some pictures to overlay as I talk when I edit the video. So, my memories of my dad's bikes, and really, I kind of have to start from before I was born, because he and my mom actually both rode motorcycles in high school. And that was because of my mom's dad. He rode, and my mom and my uncle, he got them into riding motorcycles. And I don't know if that's, you know, they went to high school together, so I don't know if that was a central point in their relationship or something, but I come from a family where both parents rode, and I can't tell you what he had in high school and all that. You know, it was Japanese bikes, I know that much, because we're talking late 60s. And you know, those bikes were cheap. My grandpa, he rode a BMW. Anyway, but the bike I remember my dad still talks about to this day, you know, it's like no other bikes really existed until after he and my mom were married. He bought, and I might be wrong on the year, but I think it was a 71 Kawasaki 900. and you guys probably know more than me, but I think it was the first year for that 900, and I think it was called like a Z1 or a ZL1 or something to that effect, and he modified it and put a big bore kit in it, and I think it was like actually 1100 cc's. And my dad and his buddies, whenever to this day, whenever they get together, it seems like that bike comes up as a topic of discussion because it was just so damn fast, and it was just known in the area as a really unbeatable bike. I think he used to do a little bit of drag racing for money and stuff, but of course he didn't tell everybody and punched it out. But anyway, I do have a picture of him on that bike that hopefully I can share when I edit the video. Now, he and my mom also took a ride on that bike together. She didn't ride, but she was passenger on that 900 out west, like to Arizona. And so they tell a lot of stories about them riding that bike out west and getting a flat tire and out in the desert and seeing bears up in the mountains and all kinds of stuff. So I really grew up in a family where motorcycles were a thing. Now, kind of much like myself, apparently my dad must have taken a little bit of a break, because when I was born he didn't have a bike, and the first bike I remember him buying new then after that was, and I don't have any pictures of this one, but was about a 1980 Harley Sportster. I think it was a Sportster 1000 maybe. And he had never had a Harley before, and he had always had a negative view of Harleys. The Japanese bikes in his era were just much higher quality, a lot higher performance for the dollar. I mean, Harley wasn't making anything that would keep up with a 900 cow. So, and my dad worked at Fisher Body, or if you ever remember on the sill plate of your old GM products and say Body by Fisher, he was a maintenance man. So you can't be a UAW maintenance man working at Fisher Body and driving a Japanese motorcycle. That's just how it is. So I think that's what led him to get that Harley. And I wasn't very old at the time. I suppose only, I don't know, less than 10 years old. And all I really remember about it is my stepmom, because my parents were divorced by that time, just being real pissed that he had bought one. So that's all I remember. I don't even really remember him riding it. I mentioned earlier he had a 57 Chevy that he showed, and I was definitely a part of that, and getting ready for shows and showing the car. And I just kind of remember that bike sitting in the corner, and I just don't think it ran real well, or whatever. He didn't ride it much, or the wife just pissed off, or it pissed him off that she was pissed off, or I don't know. Fast forward to when I was about 16. He got another bike, another Harley, and at that point in time, the Evo had happened. And I think it was about, I don't know, a 1990 model Dyna Lowrider. And that's the first Harley I ever got to ride. I had grown up riding dirt bikes and stuff, and he let me ride that when I was 16. And I was like, that made an impression on me. So, and unfortunately, I don't have a picture of that bike. My dad's a painter. He always painted show cars as well as, I'm into that too. And so I remember a mess of other motorcycles he had, but they were all really just Dynaglides. I don't remember him he never really got into the Softail craze of the later 90s. He just always liked the Dyna, thought it rode better or handled better or something, so that's what he rode. Trying to think if if he really had anything in between, but a few years ago, he kind of seems like he takes breaks from bikes, and he got a, I think it was called a Softail Deluxe. He got a Softail Deluxe at some point, and it's not that long ago. And he's 69 now, so anyway. And he got a tuner. He kind of got into the tech and stuff on that and got one of these tuners and all that stuff. But started to feel, and this he would have been mid-60s, I suppose, when he had that bike, early 60s. Started to feel uncomfortable on two wheels. It had some knee problems and stuff. So right now he has a Duo Glide, a Harley Duo Glide that he's had for maybe 3 years now. And I know I got a picture of that I can put up. But he's customized it just like he does every bike. He hasn't repainted it yet, but that'll probably be some winter project at some point, because he can't not customize stuff. And I'm that's cool with me. I wouldn't mind painting this bike, but I kind of like the green on it. And I did paint some of the parts for it. So if you saw my tour pack, I did do that paint job and added some cool scallops to it. Cool in my opinion. You might think they're cool. Gave a little pizzazz to my police bike. I'm about 10 minutes from the Indian dealer. Okay, it says I'm going to take the left pretty soon. Oh, there it is. I guess they do have a pretty decent parking lot. Hoping that the Harley guys see me pulling in. Wonder what I'm doing. Well, there's a Harley right there.